What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today we're going to be going over Calyrex, the two brand new Pokemon, and that whole part of the main story. This is one of the three parts of the main story. I already covered the Reggies and I already covered the birds, so it feels right to cover this because, to be honest, I was actually a little hung up until I realized something, which is so very silly. If you don't want to be spoiled at all to, the main part of the story with the brand new Pokemon Calyrex, I would recommend saving this till later. I don't know if there's going to be anything too useful, but I figured if I'm going to cover the DLC, I might as well cover all of it, right? Great. You're going to be in Freeze Easy Peaks here. That's what I'm just going to call it. I love it. And there's a statue of a Pokemon and it's missing something. This is most likely where you are. You've talked to Peony, you've investigated the statue. And from here, it's a pretty linear story up until you have to make a decision. So we're going to head inside of Peony's house, or Peony's house. I don't know how to say it. And we're going to inspect this thing here. It turns out that it was in his house the entire time. He thinks it's a pillow. It's the crown of the statue. He's quite the knucklehead, isn't he? After getting the wooden crown, all you have to do is inspect the statue again. And it's like, hey, do you want to put the crown on? And be like, yep. Of course, we can't actually have animations that happen. Instead, boom. There you go. The asset is now in full. And we start to hear some weird sounds. And it sounds like it's saying the word crown. And then right behind, boom. There's our boy Cali. Statue is not a very accurate image of him. Let's go follow it. So after heading over and having a quick little battle with Calyrex, Peony's gonna walk over. Calyrex is gonna get this great crazy idea and he's going to pretty much possess Peony. And now you're gonna be talking to Calyrex, Triforce dear. You're gonna find out that Calyrex is the one known as the King of Bountiful Harvests. Great ability. We have in charge of time and space and the distortion world, and this one is in charge of growing crops. And he's basically going to say, hey, over the years, people have stopped believing in me, and because people don't believe in me, I've lost my power. So basically, he's Santa Claus. To the point that everyone in the town has truly forgotten about him, except for being on their merch, they disrespect my statue, and I don't even know where my horse is anymore. That's updated here. Now for this part of the quest, you have to achieve the flag by speaking to everyone in the village. And first we're going to speak to this guy right here. And he's going to be telling you about carrot seeds as a souvenir. Now these carrot seeds, they do cost a certain amount of money and they're going to be for 8 Dynite ore, which should be the amount of ore that you got from the tutorial. Speak with him a second time in order to trade over the carrot seeds. Great. Speak to the two old ladies here. This guy right behind them. This woman sitting down. And lastly is the mayor, who's standing in front of his own house. Be mindful of who the mayor is. Here's the one with the big old glasses. After speaking to everyone in the village, it says to go talk to Calyrex. You're basically going to relay the information that they think you're a fairy tale, because you're Santa Claus. And he goes off about a 4-legged steed to return to his side and how they used to be best friends together. And he's lost so much power that he can't summon his steed. From here, we need to head back to the mayor, who's standing in front of his house. A cutscene occurs with the two women saying that the mayor's not home at the moment, and that we have to go find the farming area in the Giant's Point. So easy enough, we're just gonna head through the gate. Hug the left-hand side. Inside of the Giant's bed, you're gonna see these ruins. And as soon as you're in the ruins, you'll see him on the left. When you approach, a cutscene initiates, and he says, oh, this plot of land isn't good for growing crops. Maybe because it's full of weeds, and because it's not properly hydrated and doesn't get enough sun because you live in the mountains. And he tells you to meet him back at his house. Returning back to Freezington and heading to the mayor in front of his house, he invites you in, not even for a spot of tea. And he goes off saying about the King Bountiful Harvest is pretty much just their mascot for merch at this point, which is really sad to be reduced to. And he tells you to start reading books on the bookshelf. Yay. Over here, you have to go through all the books. And one of the books lets you know about the proud steeds. Some people say that one has a hide as black as midnight gloom, in which ghosts appear. There is another who claims that it was white as a block of ice. Now, you are going to have to choose which horse you want. They are two different species of Pokemon. So it's a little rough. You're also going to learn about the Reins of Unity. So they were made by the people in order for Calyrex to ride his horse. You're going to learn about the hardy crops of the Tundra, and they let you know about two special types of carrots, the ice root carrots and the shade root carrots. it's going to be pretty obvious which ones attract the ghost type and which ones attract the ice type. You could also learn about the snow samba, which is a little dance that people do when it's really cold. Lift both hands in the air, wave here, wave there, bow low, touch your knee, and freeze. Which sounds like such a silly thing. After inspecting all the books, we're going to leave the mayor's house, and we're going to see a quick cutscene letting us know that Calyrex is back in his corner. And he says, "Did you find out about my loyal steed?" Yes. Talking to Calyrex about the carrots, he says, "I remember now, even back when we were together, it would leap at any chance to eat some kind of crop, and it took everything I had to restrain it." Now, if you've already gotten the seeds, you should be good to go from this point. If not, you have to go get the seeds for the 8 Amorite ore. By the stars, you have the carrot seeds? Sure do. And he lets you know that the crop fields inside of town are totally whack. It's now at this point that you have to choose which plot of land you want to plant these carrot root seeds in. There's the one that's covered by the snow, and there's one in a cemetery. The one in the snow is for the ice type Pokemon, and the one in the cemetery is for the ghost type Pokemon. From here, if you look at your map, you're going to see the 2 locations that you can plant the seeds in, the old cemetery and the snow slide slope. You do need to make a decision at this point in time. There are 2 Pokemon, the ice horse and the ghost horse. You can only have 1 per playthrough. So you need to decide now. If you have a friend, I recommend choosing opposite ones and then trading and trading back. That way you can register them all to your Pokedex, because you do need to have both registered in order to complete your Pokedex. For this, I'm actually going to head to the snow slide slope and get myself the ice horse because I think it's a little bit cooler looking. From the fast travel point, once you hit the ruins, just look to the right. There's a small pond, and next to the small pond is the plot of land. And then you get your confirmation if you want to plant the carrot seeds here. He's going to say, "Do me a favor, plant the seeds, and then I'm going to use my super magic powers to make the carrots grow." So now our King of Bountiful Harvest is going to use his powers in order to grow the crops. And funny enough, he is going to do the samba that we just read about. And 1 carrot shows up. Wow, very bountiful harvest there, Calyrex. He's out of breath. And he says that his powers haven't returned, so he can only grow 1 carrot. Walk over to the carrot and pull it out. From here, he's going to let you know that he needs the Reins of Unity. And also, you're going to see your ice pony. His name is Bryce, apparently. Glastrier? Glastrier. I'm going to go with Glastrier. No, that's not right. Glastrier. So it's obviously based off of a glacier and Trier. So Glastrier. I don't know how to say this thing's name. But I'm going with Glastrier. Calyrex assumes that Glastrier is confused because of the smell and doesn't know exactly where the carrot is, and he says, "Oh no, he must have gone to the village to go look for the carrots," but it turns out that he's going to attack the village. So you have to go down there to the village and help them out. And right in the middle of town, you're going to be seeing your big ol' ice pony. From here, you should be having a very, very short battle. All you need to do is take it down. Glastrier is level 75, you are not allowed to catch it. And honestly, it doesn't really pose too much of a threat. From here, Glastrier is going to be really upset and is going to attack one of the villagers until Calyrex yells out and says, "Hey, don't do that." He's like, "What?" Alright, fine. In the wake of your pony leaving, you're going to see this little glistening spot. And this glistening spot is going to be a tuft of mane hair. The color depends on which horse you chose. From here, you're going to see Calyrex head back over to his corner. That probably means he wants to talk. And now that we helped the town, we can actually talk to this lady who is going to talk to us about this Foofy over here. Yeah, we're such a good trainer that we get this Cosmog. When speaking to Calyrex, he's going to say that you need a special flower in order to make the reins. And no problem, because he can do bountiful harvest and apparently also make flowers grow. Then he makes a single petal appear out of thin air, and he's going to give you that petal. I think it's pretty hysterical how every time that he does something, you see how exhausted he is. From here, now that you have the tuft of mane hair, and once you have the petal, we're gonna go speak to the mayor inside of his house. After speaking to the mayor in a short cutscene with Peony helping out, you're gonna get the set of Reins of Unity. From here, walk outside and Calyrex is gonna initiate some conversation, and you are going to be required to go to the very top of the mountain, to that big old dead tree. In order to get there, you're gonna have to go through the snow slide slope, through the tunnel to the top, through the path to the peak, all the way to the Crown Shrine. Now that we're at the Crown Shrine, we're going to head inside, and there's Calyrex. You're also going to notice over here is a little stable, possibly for a horsey. I've been waiting, human child. Dude, I fast traveled here. You're going to give the Reins of Unity to Calyrex. Calyrex says in order to lure his loyal steed back to him, we need to put the ice carrot into the basket. From here, you're going to see a cutscene of you and Calyrex hiding while your pony approaches. They actually did some great animations on the horse walking over. Calyrex is going to hop out and hop on top of the horse and try to buck that bronco. I don't know if that's what that's called. I don't own a horse. There you go. There you go. Break that steed. I think that's the term. I think it's so funny that Calyrex's legs are just like these little twigs. Calyrex says, thanks to your efforts, I've been reunited with my loyal steed, and finally at full power. And at this point he says, if you are able to catch me, even with my powers restored, it will prove your worth beyond any doubt, and I will lend you my strength on your journey. Once you've readied yourself, come face me. So from here I recommend dropping down a save. Do keep in mind that if you decided to go against the ghost horse, then then you obviously can't false swipe it. But if you went against the ice horse, then you can totally use false swipe and you should be good to go. Also, do keep in mind that Calyrex and the pony are both shiny locked, so there is no point in soft resetting. I do recommend getting Calyrex down to a critical amount of health, and obviously having a false swiper if you're going against the ice pony. Calyrex has a base capture rate of 3, like most legendaries, making it extremely difficult to catch. However, I like making my life difficult, so I'm going to catch it in a Premier Ball. That actually didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. This is the first time ever in Pokemon that you are catching 2 Pokemon at the same time. Calyrex's data has been added and added to your party. From here, you now have the Reins of Unity as an item inside of your inventory, and you can use it on Calyrex to separate Calyrex and your pony. Even though when you caught Calyrex, it also counted as catching the horse, you only got 1 Pokedex entry that popped up. Although if you check your Pokedex, it will say that the Pokemon is caught and registered. Likewise, if you ever want to fuse them back together, just select Calyrex and the pony. And now make your way back to Freezington and go speak with Peony. And it's gonna be like, wait, you caught Calyrex? That's amazing. That noggin's massive. Anyways, it's definitely regal of it to have a steed, and that massive head does sort of resemble a crown. It's kingly enough at any rate. Let's just call this a successful expedition. And there you go, this expedition is marked complete. Well, there you go, guys. That is how you are going to be able to get yourself Calyrex and one of the different steeds in Pokemon Sword and Shield's Crown Tundra. Guys, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.